thing that we don't talk about too much as a community is that when we transition, those around us also transition. And so
yes.
it took me 54 years to come to terms, and so it'll take other people a while as well.
And I try to remember that, that it wasn't, I mean, this was coming, right? And they could tell. And, I could, my voice was kind of changing because I was working with that, I think one time, there was mascara still left in my eyes one time.
Right. Telltale signs.
And so I just, from that end, I got to remember, that this is a big change. I've lost some friends, and that's okay.
Yeah.
They just have to recognize that, this is me.
Right. How was it coming out at work?
This is an ongoing thing, and Shelby knows a little bit about it. So
how did you come out at work during COVID? That's the headline for you.
Well, what happened was the day that I was, Michelle, and Shelby's got her here. The day that I was supposed to come out, I was going to meet my management. And I figured the time was right because I was up for a job that would have been less client facing, or a, chief operations officer or whatever. But the day that I went was the day that basically the country shut down, and our global HR director had to fly back to London. Wow. And she goes, listen, I can't meet with you. I'm out of here, okay, because I won't be able to get back. So I continued, and it's been a bit of a balancing act. And Shelby, you don't know, it has been kind of coming out, because we are getting ready to go back to the office. And,
so before you go back to the office and you just do Zoom meeting, right? Do you tell us about that funny story that you told me?
So I would just, I would maybe wipe my lipstick off. I'd make myself,
you don't show videos, right?
Yes, and I go really close, and I wear darker glasses, and it'd be darker in the room. And I didn't really change my voice thinking back on it. But we didn't, the irony was we didn't have as many Zoom calls. I think because I have a client that couldn't do it as well. But there had been moments, where I laugh about this. One time I was presenting, and it was more of a conference call. And my slides were up on Zoom. And I tend to walk around a bit when I present. And it kept asking about what's this clicking sound going on, right? And I'm like, I don't know. And then after meeting, I'm walking around. I go, oh, wait a minute, that's my heels.
I love it.
So they all thought there was something wrong. So they're all checking her, what's going on? Because I was talking and presenting, and I use my hands, I walk around. But it has been a bit of a, I don't think it's ever going to be the big surprise. There's some people that haven't. I have come out to some coworkers. One didn't really take it very well, but most of them have. We are getting ready for, unfortunately, a big, massive downsizing, and I gotta figure out how we're gonna work my way through it. I didn't want to.
Is the company supportive overall? Do they have insurance plans?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not going to tell you much where I'm at or what group.
Sure.
They talk a lot about it. Our clients talk about diversity,
right.
DEI.
Yeah.
But to put it in action is a whole different deal.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll do their. I'm going to be blunt. They'll do their little dinners, and they'll bring out the former president of the company who's gay, and they'll bring him out. But they pay him; he's retired, and they'll pay him to come. And so it's a little bit of a they'll troop you out.
Yeah.
And I've gone to those before. I had kind of transitioned, and I go, okay, I know this. I'm not. I'm not naive.
Right.
And so, you just talk your way through it. I think that the decision needs to be made. I mean, myself and others, salaries of, somebody that you used to play golf with, walk around the clubhouse, right? Showers, everything else. And all of a sudden, like, oh, wait a minute, what happened? And so, yeah.
So what do you anticipate when you go back to the office? It sounds like that will be soon.
I did have my first meeting. I finally was able to. I had some Zoom calls with my management and the board, and last was Tuesday. I got a call and they wanted to meet with me in the morning. And I kind of go, okay, this could go two ways. But it went well. It was a nice discussion. We'll see. I think, like I said, so much has changed from a corporate standpoint. The stuff that's going on, in the Ukraine. We basically had to walk away from our investments in Russia.
Wow.
And had to shut those things down, and that's a significant amount, right? And just like everybody else.
Crazy.
So, well, it's I guess you could say this, Michelle. I'm sorry. It's in process.
Got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now on your Facebook, I'm gonna switch gear to more back to your personal life. So on your Facebook, I see you go out a lot, like with different group of girls and clubs. So how's Michigan? Like when you go out, do you feel safe? And like how about like bathroom or pronouns? What do they?
Yeah.
Are they understanding you or?
There are some places that are kind of hard. Nobody's ever yelled at me when I've had to use, the right restroom.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's said, get out of here. But it's not as if I'm going to a certain place. I mean, I'm going to places that I know are going to be safe.
Yeah.
This would be accepting. But I do try, as I was saying earlier, I want to live a normal life. And this is my normal life.
Right.
And so I didn't want to be pigeonholed of only going to trans clubs or gay clubs or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I love them. I just want to meet your friends and everything else. But at the same time, I do have a regular life, and I try to live that.
Right.
And I mean, there's a couple places you kind of go, okay, do I really, do I want to walk in there? Do I?
Sure.
Sure. And you just kind of do it, and you're right. And it's like that. You try to go, and I think like I said, I'm lucky because I have, friends that are transitioning as well.
Okay.
But I also have cisgendered friends. And, I guess there's comfort in a pack.
Yeah. How has therapy been a part of your process? Have you been in counseling, or how has that worked for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I think that I tried without doing it, and I realized I couldn't. I knew that I had to get a little help. And there's that stigma, right?
Yeah.
And especially when you kind of get into this, it's a little easier. I mean, I can't say I haven't had my moments where I've had to have that, oh my gosh, I gotta see her right away, and so you go in.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
Good.
And I think it's just me. I think it's helped me. I mean, becoming who I am, I would hope that I become a better person, because I think there's so many other things in my life that just make more sense.
Right.
That I just sit here and I'd like to think that I'm a better person. I do know I smile way too much. I thought it was just somebody that people were saying this, but I catch myself, and I'll be walking by and I'll look in a mirror. Not that I'm vain, because believe me, I know my limitations of how I look. Mm-hmm. I know that, and but I can see myself, and I can. Yes. I'm happy when I've noticed that literally. I've walked down the streets, and I'm always wondering, God, people must look at her and what the hell is going on? Who's she smiling to? You're by yourself. Right. And
how about those pictures that you post? Did you?
And it's because of people like you. Excuse me?
I say the pictures, like the recent pictures that you also sent us. I was always wondering, like, who teach you to post? Like, do you see? Look at that smile.
Great pictures.
Oh my God. I have a friend, and she just thinks it's.
So
if you see me in some locations, you're like wondering why are in the middle of this ghetto, or why are they at this, inner city or whatever, and she'll just drive and she'll go, Carrie, let's get out. We got to take some pictures of you.
So she help you how to pose and everything?
I think I mean, she's helped me because she was kind of a model, but she goes, I don't really have anything to teach. I mean, I just kind of do it. I didn't think of it. I just try not to fall down, if I do my cross legs a certain way. So the fact that you would even say it, thank you very much.